Is a fantastic evening and a fantastic field, and folks, it is a fantastic night for football. This is the HJCAC, where tonight the Maricopa Mustangs will visit the Salt River Scorpions. Brett Quintine along with the Coach Kelly Epley. And Coach, wow, both teams coming off a loss, still a very, very young season, but we see that these two teams are ready to get after it.
Yeah, they're both looking for their first win, and I'll tell you what, it is a beautiful atmosphere to get that first win. Beautiful South Mountain in the horizon. It's a nice, cool evening. We don't have any thunderstorms in the sight like we did last night, so looking forward to a nice night.
Absolutely, as we see the two squads on the field. The Maricopa Mustangs, they will be sporting the road white, and the homestanding Salt River Scorpions, they're coached by Larry Davis. They are wearing the black and gold, and there we see the coin flip, and we'll see exactly who is the winner, and usually the winner. And, Coach, I'll ask you usually defer to the second half.
Yeah, you like to defer because you want to be able to play the situation and let the first half play itself out.
Absolutely. Defense is what indeed wins championships. But before any championships are decided, you got to win some games. And, again, both teams looking to even their record at 1-1. And here's the Mustangs have won the kickoff, so we'll see how everything will shake out as you see the crowd still filing in. Both teams really ready for action. 5-team HJCAC, as you also have the Gila River Hawks. You have the Sonoran Sidewinders down in Tucson as well, and the Papago Pumas. And there are the, I'm going to say the unsung heroes, the referees. Coach, I'll ask, were you a guy who got on the referees back in the day?
You know, I think first when I didn't really understand that they were here to help us, when I was a young guy, I didn't do everything right. Plenty of people will tell you that. And I think I got on a little bit, but the older I got, the more I appreciated what they did. And I'll tell you what, we need more of them out there in high school ball right now.
Yes, we do, as there does seem to be a shortage of referees in high school. But here tonight we've got the 8-man crew, and we will see Salt River kick it off, and it will be Caden Loschencall. He will put his foot in it, so to speak, and we see the Maricopa Mustangs. They are ready to drop back, and the Scorpions filtering out on the field. And the Mustangs wearing the white on white. Maybe a little bit difficult to decipher the numbers, but hey, we're going to get started right now. Loschencall in his first year here with Salt River.
Football's happening right now. Let's make some noise.
And we are underway here at South Mountain High School, and the kick indeed is returnable. And that is going to be brought out past the 20 to the 30, and he will be forced out of bounds just past the 40-yard line.
I believe that might have been number 3, Jordan Creer. I can't see the number real well, but I know he returned last game.
First and 10 Mustangs.
And the Mustangs will start off first and 10. Doug Madowski is the head coach of this squad. He's also the head coach of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions high school football team, so he's usually busy on Fridays and Saturdays. Because of lightning, his team actually had to play this morning, and they were able to walk away with a victory over, I believe it was Shadow Ridge.
Yep, they beat Shadow Ridge, and he's looking for his second win in one day.
Ball placed out the 36-yard line.
For the Mustangs.
QB, lefty QB, rushes out of trouble, and he is going to get out past the 40 and to the 45, as that is Cody Lazenby.
That looked like a 4-4 defensive front, cover 3, which I didn't see last time. I haven't seen that in a little while in JC level, but they lined up in a cover 2 look, but they rotated into a cover 3, I believe.
And Lazenby, with his rush, he was able to pick up a first down. Mustangs played a pair of quarterbacks in last week's game. Like most QBs, they go from the shotgun / pistol, and he will fire it over the head of Andre Griggs.
Did a little bubble screen with the number 2 receiver with Griggs. Try to get out in the open. He was in the open, but he got rushed a little bit. They brought 6, 2 of the linebackers and 4 of the defensive linemen. So they pressured the QB into making an early decision.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Lazenby surveys the field. Gets a snap, fires downfield, and that is hauled in by Cole Schemmel, actually, out of Sandra Day O'Connor High School.
Mustangs have a lot of West Side kids on their team, I noticed, which is nice to see at the JC level. I know that's why they made this program alive and kick it back in after they shut the JCs down a few years back.
So Schemmel with the big reception, 3rd and short for the Mustangs. And it'll be a fake handoff. QB keeps it, and he's got some room to the 35, the 30. Down the sidelines he goes before being tripped up and falling down at the 16.
They're bringing their front 4 and then 2 linebackers. It looks like they're playing man coverage on the outside, so those corners are turning their back and running with the receiver. Quarterback's just tucking it and running it, getting some big chunks of yardage, get close to that end zone.
Lazenby so far has been in charge. Lazenby barks the signals. They've had a few first downs in this drive. He'll fire it into the end zone, and that will be off the mark.
Pass is incomplete.
Going for Griggs once again.
You got ace double twins, running back. I believe that's Flores from Cactus High School. He runs a little bubble screen over here on the white side of the field. But I think quarterback had his mind made up. He was going to throw that 9 route into the end zone from the get-go.
Lazenby gets the snap, handoff to Flores, and he is going to be stopped and brought down with the quickness. That's Josiah Barajas making the tackle.
Little inside zone by Flores. He had to cut it back. I thought the Scorpions did a good, nice job of shutting everything down at the point of attack. He had to cut it back, but you had backside protection by the defensive linemen. They didn't go anywhere. They stayed at home.
3rd down for the Maricopa Mustangs. Lazenby again looking end zone, fires incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
As he was going for Javon Scott. So that'll be 4th down. And Coach, I'll ask you, did you give your QBs kind of room to roam, so to speak, meaning bouncing out of predetermined plays if they saw fit?
Yeah, if they saw something that the defense was giving it to them, I always had them look at something. It wasn't just out of the blue. They had to be a reason for it, and then we let them do that. I'm glad to see that they're kicking the field goal right here. It's early in the ball game.
J.J. Dickerson is on for what looks to be a 31-yard field goal.
Left-footed kicker.
Yes, indeed. Snap is down, kick is up very high, and that is going to be missed.
A little bit wide right. I couldn't see it from up here. You had a defensive D lineman come through the offense's right A gap. I think he might have got in the kicker's head a little bit. He didn't get a piece of the ball, but he did distract the concentration, I believe.
So Maricopa takes 3 minutes off the clock, but they do come up empty. And now we'll see the Scorpions on the move for the first time tonight.
Tough break for the Mustangs. I thought they did a nice job driving the ball down there, and just all for naught.
They did.
Scorpion offensive line looks big.
Yes, it does.
Dylan McKay, the signal caller for the Scorpions.
Big, and they are all from Arizona,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about that right after this play. Not only all from Arizona, all from essentially the west side, 4 of the 5. But, yes, while we have a quick break, yeah. The left side of the line is from Glendale. You got Chris Ramirez and Christian Orpeza. The center, Adrian Zendejas, played at Maricopa. And the right guard and right tackle played at Trevor Brown High School, Vincent Talabas and Jesus Murrieta.
Little two-back set.
Dylan McKay feeds the running back who will follow his blockers for a couple. 2 maximum.
2-yard gain on the play.
Little two-back set. 47 got in the backfield. Garnett Houston from Florida. He was the lead back. Looked almost like just the old-fashioned ISO.
2nd and 8, McKay. Looks comfortable under there. 2 backs with him. And there's another handoff, and once again, that Mustangs defense gets a beat on it.
And the Mustang defense running a 4-3 read. They're not stunting their backers. You know, you could see the Scorpions. They were stunting 2 backers every single time, every single play. Right now, I haven't seen the Mustangs stun anybody. They're reading, and they're reading downhill. So they're playing at the line of scrimmage. A cover 2 concept in the backfield for the Mustangs.
And while we talked about the line, the numbers are very impressive. We'll mention that in a second. McKay, also left-handed, fires incomplete.
That pass is incomplete.
And that looks to be a 3-and-out as we look at the Salt River sideline and we look across the field at Maricopa. Seems like the Scorpions have a lot more players than the Mustangs.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was watching them warm up. I know they got a few kids hurt on the Mustangs this last week, and you can tell by just the sheer numbers. But the nice thing is, it doesn't matter how many you got on the sideline. They're going to play at 11.
That's right. That's very true. Caden Loschenkall handles not only the kicking duties, but the punting duties as well. So this is the second time we've seen him this evening. Gets the punt off very high and dropping back.
Fair catch is
It will be
made.
fair caught at the 28-yard line, essentially.
Fair catch at the 30-yard
Javon
line.
Scott called for it. So we'll see the Mustangs once again.
He forgot that. I'll tell you what, that's a tough skill to do, catch those punts, especially when you got an enemy right in your face. And he
Yes,
had a guy right in
indeed.
his face. I was afraid that he was going to bobble that thing, but he didn't, and he saved quite a bit of field position by catching it where he did. So good job by the punt returner.
He did read it well. You're absolutely right, Coach. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 30. Thank you guys for joining us tonight as it is a beautiful evening. Nighttime is upon us. Lights taking full effect here at South Mountain High School. Lazenby with the snap. Being chased by multiple Scorpions. He gets the pass off. Still on his feet. He's not giving up is the receiver.
Pass is complete.
And in the end, it might go for about a 2-yard gain, maybe 3.
On the reception for the Mustangs.
I just figured out what they're running deep secondary-wise. They're lining up into a cover 3 or cover 1, and then they're rotating their corners back if it's a cover 3, and they're keeping them up in the face if it's cover 1. So we're seeing – I was trying to figure out how they're running cover 3 and stunting all their linebackers, but they're not. They're going to run cover 1, which is man-free, man underneath. One single guy free if they're bringing their backers. They didn't bring their backers on that one. They ran cover 3.
And he actually gained 6 yards on that play. So Maricopa consistently has been in second and short all night. Another pass, and that is complete. That'll go for a first down. And I'll say that these Mustang receivers are very speedy, especially Andre Griggs.
Tell you that the wide receiver out on that end did an outstanding job of blocking his defender. He added another 7 yards after that catch. The unsung hero. He didn't catch the ball, but that play went because of him. I believe it's number 7.
Jay Anderson.
Yep, Jay Anderson from Sunrise Mountain.
This team has a good West Side flavor, that's for sure. So the ball will be spotted at the 45. And he gets out of it initially, but not again, as that was a big-time play.
Scorpions get to the quarterback.
Mustangs showed their linebackers late. They ran a man coverage, man free, and they got to the QB. Did you get the number on the guy that got him?
Seemed like it was 56, and I'm trying to identify him as there's so many guys on this roster, which is not a bad thing if you're a coach, but sometimes if you're a broadcaster, we are
That would be Alex.
names.
I think that's Alexander Cordova.
Outstanding, great sack for the young man. Pass is broken up, tipped off the fingers, as that was Devon Scott. So he's got a couple of main guys, Devon Scott and Andre Griggs. And as you mentioned, we saw Jay Anderson, another wide receiver, with a big-time block, and Cole Schemmel actually caught a solid pass. So they've got some weapons.
Yeah, they do. And I tell you what, I've been impressed with the Scorpions disguising their stunts and their coverage until the very last minute. I think they're kind of getting to the QB on his reads that way. It's been impressive.
8:07 left in quarter number 1. Lazenby takes the snap. He is hurried. That toss way downfield is incomplete. Intended for Scott. And we'll see our first piece of laundry, so to speak, on this night.
Well, that's better than the last game I watched on these the Mustangs. There was quite a few of them.
So it'll be offsides. Still 3rd and long, however. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Changes a 3rd and 16 to a 3rd and 11.
Better than 4th and 16.
That is
So
absolutely correct. Gorgeous turf field here at South Mountain High School, and that's a trend that so many of the schools in the General Phoenix area are going to.
I think with the water shortage, you're just going to see more of that happening with every school, for not just football, but baseball, softball, everything.
Easier to maintain. Lazenby has some protection, but that pass is incomplete.
Short of the intended receiver.
They're bringing the house,
They are.
especially on the edges. I saw number 45, Christensen, standing and blocking early in the game. They might want to go back to that again, have him basically be another offensive lineman and give some protection.
So we'll have J.J. Dickerson. He handles the punting duties as well for Maricopa.
Who's back deep there? Number 1,
I believe it is number 1.
Blaine Grant from Albuquerque.
Clean exchange. And that ball will roll into the hands of the returner. He's got some good wheels and some speed before being brought down about the 25-yard line.
Blaine Grant on the return.
Good return.
For the Scorpions.
It was. He made a few people miss. He got to that sideline. He thought he might get a little farther, but the Mustang, I can't see his number, might be 44. He plays linebacker for them. He did a nice job picking him up. Jackson Dean from Skyline High School in Washington. Not the Skyline in East Valley, but the one in Washington.
The Coyotes.
Yes.
The ones here.
Yeah, the
Yep.
one here. Yep. Yep. Beautiful school. Base of the Superstition Mountains.
1st and 10 at the 25. McKay once again will bark out the signals, man in motion. Handoff, and the running back will pretty much break even. That's Eric Bryce.
The Mustangs are staying in their 4-3 front, cover 2 concept in the backfield, and their linebackers doing a pretty dang good job of reading and coming and filling those gaps. I haven't seen the Scorpions get much in the run game tonight.
No, they have been stopped pretty much. It was a 3 and out on their first series. And bad snap, and McKay will fire. He gets Bryce. Bryce is 25, 30, 35, and he will be brought down at the 39. Justin Holmes gets him down. But it's the initial first down of the game for Salt River.
Andrew Paseo from Kellis High School was the corner out there. Or actually, he was playing linebacker, but he took the outside lane to turn that receiver back inside.
Bad snap over the head of the quarterback. This is going to be trouble for the Scorpions, and that is a major loss. That loss might be about 18 yards.
That was a great job by number 7 of jumping on it. Once he didn't get it, he didn't think about going back out again. That's Dylan McKay from Aurora, California. That was a smart deal. I know you gave up a lot of yardage. Almost 20 yards, 19 yards. 17 yards. But you got the ball.
Man in motion. McKay rolls around to his left, and he fires downfield, and that's going to be incomplete. So it will be 3rd and long once again.
You had our big nose guard, I think he was number 98, or either that or 93, chasing out the QB, and it almost looked like somebody shot him. He hit the ground. Didn't look like he turned his ankle or anything, just hit the ground.
Scorpions look like they might have moved. Long pass is incomplete.
I'm impressed with the Mustangs' ability to get pressure on the QB just with a 4-man rush.
That, and they've definitely been stopping the run.
Once in a while bringing a linebacker, but not very often. That front 4 is doing a pretty good job.
Caden Loschencall will punt once again. Pretty much from the same area that his first punt was.
He's the kicker and punter, is that correct?
Yes, he is. Both teams have guys doing double duty in that role. And that's going to take a Scorpion bounce. It'll end up at about the 33. So Loschencall has done his job both times.
Right. Caden Loschencall. He's from Williamsfield High School. Big old kid, 6'4", 215 pounds.
That is a big kicker.
Yeah. Well, it's been back and forth this whole first quarter. It's been pretty well played defensively. There hasn't been too many major play screw-ups to where you're giving away a big play or a big touchdown. So
sure.
I think they all settled down from the first game. I'm sorry.
Lazenby hands off. And that is going to be a loss.
Snuffed out and stopped.
Anthony Flores is dragged down without a gain.
Mustangs are going with a 2-back set. They moved Christensen, I believe, back into the backfield as a blocking back. He's playing H-back as well as tight end, number 45. He's not in there right now. I believe you have number 29. Anthony, nope, not number 5, Martin Vaughn from Shadow Mountain.
Lazenby gets a snap, fakes, pass, caught, and that is complete to Andre Puente. his first catch of the night, and he's also in his first year out here in Arizona. He's from Savannah, Georgia, so one of the rare guys that we see who's not an Arizona native.
Right, for the Mustangs. Nice little inside screen. Little I used to call it a jailbreak. Little inside screen to the outside receiver.
Mustangs utilizing a lot of weapons. 3rd and 1 for Maricopa. Lazenby, toss, and that is broken up. So now Maricopa will be in a 4th and 1 scenario.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
Do you go for it or do you kick it?
I would probably kick it.
Me too. But early in the game, it's first quarter. You don't get it here, you got to give them a real short field. So, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I'd punt it also. I just like asking.
Absolutely. So Maricopa is going to take a timeout and think about it.
You could try to draw them off sides, do a late count.
That hard count, late count, sure.
But if you do that, you don't want to call timeout because that's exactly what the Scorpions are telling their kids right now on the sideline.
That's very true. Definitely glad you guys could join us here as this is the first of 8. We're going to call it the HJCAC Game of the Week as we're going to bring you a lot of great action, a lot of production value as we can definitely really get a good beat, a good handle on what we're seeing in and around the Valley. As we mentioned, there's 5 teams in the conference. And the coach, Kelly Epley, he will be with you for the entire slate.
Yep. I get to do all 8 games. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. You definitely bring the knowledge and experience, that's for sure. It'll be 4th and 1 at the 43. Under center, and Lazenby is going to keep it himself. Did he get the push? That's going to be a tough call. I think he did, but it's going to depend on the spot.
I think he got it by a good yard.
Lazenby pushes the pile to the 45-yard line. That is enough for
and indeed, they will move the chains. Chains are on the opposite side of the field, as you can see them actually shuffling at the top of the screen.
Well, good for them. They got the first. That's why they're coaching. I'm not.
Lazenby looking to move his Mustangs. He's comfortable in that pocket.
Oh.
And indeed, Andre Griggs was the intended receiver.
Sorry about that. I saw wheel route by number 6 running a flat and then upfield, and I got excited. He was going to be open. I thought it might be a score. Just had to put a little butter on that pass. He smoked that out a little bit tough.
2nd and 10, and we can see the moon rising behind the east side benches here at South Mountain High School. Just a terrific night. Last night it was not a nice night in the Valley, but tonight we are broadcasting outside and people are enjoying themselves, that's for sure. High snap again, and this time we are going to see a big-time sack by Kenneth Johnson. Kenneth Johnson from Florida.
That's Kenneth Johnson.
Freshman, 6'4", 240 pounds. They're going to see him again next year.
Yes.
That was a big play. Big play. 3rd and 23. What are you calling 3rd and 23?
Send your receivers out and just go long.
Hook and ladder.
For the most part, that's a good punt. That's a real good one. I always remember that play from the Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma and Boise State, and then they won it with the Statue of Liberty.
Yep, sure did. Two trick plays. Wasn't back-to-back, but it was within four plays, I think.
That's
Same
right.
Series.
3rd and 23. What does Lazenby have? He's throwing downfield, and that is incomplete. And in this case, we will see the punting team. And there we get a good look at the puncher, J.J. Dickerson, number 37. Left-footed kicker. A lot of lefties in this game. Maricopa goes with a lefty quarterback lefty punter slash kicker. Salt River has a lefty QB.
That's a strange return formation. You have 3 people deep, but they're all at, one's at 50, one's at 40, and the other one's at the 20.
Blaine Grant calling for it, and he is going to let it bounce, and it will take that Mustang roll.
Man, that's a nice punt.
Yeah, it is, yes.
How many yards is that?
Wow.
15-yard line.
I think it's 50 plus.
Yes, it is.
Scorpions ball, 1st and 10.
Nice way to flip the field.
Yeah. Right now, your MVP is your punter.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. So we see the Scorpions going back out there on offense, and you get a good look at that big line of Larry Davis' team, the all-Arizona team. Center played at Maricopa, as we mentioned. The 2 left side guys played at Glendale, and the right guard and right tackle are alums of Trevor Brown High School. McKay's toss has some room, and he'll pick up a few. He being Dasani McIntosh, second-year player from Canada.
McIntosh on the reception for the Scorpions.
The Scorpion, Blaine Grant, number 1, and number 87. Richard Haywood did an outstanding job blocking in the open field out there. Get that receiver some extra yardage.
And there is Grant in motion. It's a run. And they will gain a couple. They'll be short of the first down.
I'd say the Mustangs front four doing an outstanding job standing their ground and making the Scorpions earn every yard they get.
Marquise Munoz on the carry. 3rd down. What will the Scorpions do here? Looks like Munoz once again, and he's going to get the first down, breaking a couple tackles before he is stopped at the 34-yard line.
Down at the 34-yard line. That's enough for a Scorpions first down.
Pretty nice run by the Scorpions. I just jinxed the Mustangs for taking care of the run like they did, and they just axed them for about 15 yards and a first down. 3-man front.
Munoz once again, he's got some wheels on him as he gets out past the 45 and to the 47-yard line.
Your nose guard is taking care of 2 gaps up front. Your outside, your D ends, number 9, Justin Holmes from Cactus High School. Went a little wide on that. I think they kind of see that, and they're bringing in another D lineman, make it a 4-man front. Slow down this running game.
Indeed, this line is big for Salt River. Bad snap, and the toss is to McIntosh, and he is going to scoot past the secondary, picking up his blocking all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Scorpions. McKay to McIntosh, 54 yards.
You know, sometimes that happens when you have a bad snap and the DBs see the quarterback chasing for the ball on the ground. They tend to not let off, but it disrupts their coverage skills, and it kind of looks like that's what happened right there. Nice catch and run by the receiver.
Weapons certainly being used by this Salt River team. As we'll see, Lashen call in for the PAT. Snap is down, and the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0. Coach, something that you've referred to a couple of times when we've seen some big plays tonight. How big and how important is the blocking for wide receivers?
You know, everything's a horizontal game now. It's not vertical like it used to be. It's spread the field, get the ball in your playmakers, and let them go run. If you're going to let them go run, then you're going to have guys blocking, and you also, that's why there's such a it's so valuable for DBs that can tackle in the open field. But I'll tell you what, if you can find a wide receiver that can block, you got gold right there because they can all catch. Just ask them.
That's right. That's
but then not all of them can block, and I've been seeing some really, really good blocking today.
Indeed, the big blocking down the field is what has helped spring Salt River to the 7-0 lead.
Beautiful moon up there.
Mm-hmm. Lashenkal will boot it shy of the end zone, so the Mustangs will run it out. And they will bring it all the way out to the 45-yard line as the first quarter expires. That was Javon Thompson on the return from Mountain Ridge High School. And we indeed have played one full quarter, and I believe we will be able to take a break here as we are after one quarter. Salt River leading the Maricopa Mustangs by a score of 7-0. Welcome back to South Mountain High School, 7-0. The Scorpions have the lead, and we saw Javon Thompson with a big kickoff run, bringing it out to the 43. He knows Coach Madowski really well. He played for him in high school. He's out of Mountain Ridge. And looks like we're going to have a change in quarterback. Firing it off the mark is indeed Jordan Gurley out of Goldwater High School, second-year player.
They did that last time they played, but they started with Gurley, and then they brought in the other gentleman, Cody Lansby.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him in second, so maybe they're deciding who is going to lead the troops for the rest of the year and giving them both an equal opportunity.
2nd and 10. Gurley takes the high snap, and he hands it off, and being dragged down right about midfield is Martin Vaughn.
Good outside zone play by the running back. I saw a lot of movement by the offensive line on the right side. You had Christensen playing tight end on this right side, and that whole right side, I'm telling you, moved back 5, 6, 7 yards. I'm surprised he didn't get some more yardage out of that.
Coach Madowski definitely uses a lot of players. We've called a lot of different names, carrying the ball, catching the ball. Always searching for that solid recipe, and also it keeps your guys fresh.
And keeps them ready to and practicing hard because you never know when they're going to get called into action.
Very true. Gurley in a little bit of trouble, and he is going to be stopped for no gain.
Gurley keeps it himself, takes it to the 49.
We're going to have to get that snap down. That's been a consistent problem. We need to get that snap down because that's taking his eyes. Yep. We got it taking the QB's eyes off the field downfield in the coverage to find that football. So as a coach, I was always very impatient with shotgun snaps that weren't very good. I probably would have gone back to underneath center at this point, which isn't today's football, but
sure. J.J. Dickerson set to punt. Gets the punt off. And it is going to be down. Did he get it there? It's either going to be at the 1 or now they're going to say it's a touchback.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought he got it.
Yeah, that was a great play.
Yeah.
Terrific play by that young man.
Heads-up play. That's too bad. I thought he might have got to it.
That would have been even a bigger field flip, that's for sure.
Yep. On the 1-inch line.
7-0. Salt River has the advantage.
I think they're coming with their 3-man front. Big 55s out there for the Maricopa Mustangs. Josh Walker. He's from the IMG Academy in Florida.
That's big time.
Yeah, that is big time. I stand corrected. They got a 4-man front. 2 stand-up DNs.
1st and 10, Dylan McKay. Fires to McIntosh once again.
The pass is complete.
And they'll gain about 5 yards on that play.
Offensive coordinator's thinking, okay, I'm going to get the ball out wide, and I'm going to make these guys tackle my wide receivers, which is good thinking because, you know, the toughest thing to do is open field tackle and open field block.
Once again, this is going to be Eric Bryce, running back. He'll take it, and he's going to get the first down and more. Maui Utafe in on the tackle, middle linebacker.
Scorpions, first down.
Cover 2 concept in the backfield still.
Scorpions with another handoff. And that's going to be Bryce on the carry.
Handoff is to Bryce.
Mountain Ridge is giving them a 7-man box. With 4 DBs, they're giving a 7-man box, so I think they think they're going to take advantage of it and run the football.
2nd and 6 for the Scorpions.
Second down and 6 for Salt River. Feed to Bryce once again following his blockers, but he's tripped up at the 41. And, Coach, I'll ask you, you've seen a lot of plays. How important is the ability to be able to adjust as the game goes forward?
It's everything. I mean, that's the fun. Is the adjustments back and forth, the chess game. You know, that's the fun. That's where the coaches really enjoy it. At least I did. And it's everything. Not everything, but I'd say it's at least 50% of the game.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Bryce and McKay in the backfield. McKay fires. And I believe they're going to be short. We'll see where the refs put it.
It's right on that line. It could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good example of receiver understanding where the stick is. You know.
Yes. First down, they get that. They say that baseball's a game of inches. I think football is game of inches as well.
Oh.
Ball is loose. Scoop and potential score for Maricopa. Wow, what a defensive play, and there's a flag.
That's going to be a face mask.
Yes, it will. I think that might have been Justin Holmes who was able to recover that.
Yep, it was. From Cactus High School. Good for him. When that ball popped up out of the receiver's hands, I almost thought he came down and caught it and ran it at that point, but it was bouncing around before he picked it up. That's a big play. That's a huge play.
First turnover of the game.
So if it is a face mask, it's going to be half the distance to the goal. You'll have 1st and goal on the 5. Oh, my goodness, not against.
Scorpions.
Oh, yeah, he signaled wrong. Okay.
After the
so you have 1st and goal on the 5.
And now they bring back Lazenby. Golden opportunity for Maricopa.
You think he's going to carry it?
I do.
I do, too. You got Christensen in there at H-back, number 45, I'm sorry. He's a big kid, boy.
Now I'd probably say they should even try to have the quarterback keeper a couple of times at least. No need to get too cute down here. Lazenby is going to keep it, and he is going to push. But he's brought down by a gang of Scorpions.
He's going to get to the 4. That took a little bit long to read.
Develop, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fake that thing, you either give it, and that wasn't going to be a give. We knew that just by the penetration on that left side.
Second and goal.
Now here's my frustration. It's 4th and 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we quarterback lining up on the 10?
Very true. Lazenby fires, and that is caught for a touchdown. And that is Jay Anderson.
That's why he's lined up on the 10, because
yes.
he's going to throw the football. He's going to throw a touchdown.
And there we get the good shot of the receiver, Jay Anderson, hauling it in. He was defended well, but he wrapped the ball up and kept it in his possession. And we're an extra point away from being knotted.
That's a nice laser ball by the quarterback. And, yeah, he's going to throw that thing, so get in the shotgun and throw it. That's funny.
J.J. Dickerson ready for the extra point, waiting on the 11th man.
Let's see how our protection is up front and those A's and B gaps.
And that is good. So we are tied at 7, 9:38 remaining in quarter number 2. And turnovers are huge, Coach. They really are. This has been, I'll still say this has been a well-played game, but right now we're tied because of a miscue.
Yep. It's a very well-played game. Not too many penalties, which I'm very impressed with. And not too many turnovers, but when you get a turnover, boy, make the most of it. And that DB did a great job getting it close to the end zone.
Again, this is the first of 8 broadcasts that we'll be bringing you, and you'll get to see all 5 teams. We will be at multiple locations. We're here at South Mountain High School. We'll be at Dobson High School, which is the home of the Papago Pumas. We'll be at Glendale, which is also the home of the Maricopa Mustangs. And we'll be doing a game at Campo Verde High School, which is where the Gila River Hawks call home.
And I believe they're the last. They've been the champion in the league the last 2 years in a row, I believe. Isn't that true?
I think Papago won it last year.
Was it Papago?
Papago, yes.
Okay.
I think it might have been Gila River the year before.
That's right. That's what I was looking at.
Bright lights entice, but look what it did to Tyson. All that money in one night, 30 mil for one fight. As soon as all the money blows, all the bitches take flight. The fame keep cheating on me. What I do, watch the back.
So we'll see J.J. Dickerson kick off once again. Dickerson ready, and here we go. And it is returnable. Eric Bryce sheds one tackler. He's out past the 30-yard line and run out by about the 33.
30-yard line.
I find it interesting that the first 2 kickoffs, we had the Maricopa Mustangs return the ball to that sideline, but it's their sideline. I used to do the same thing because you could see the blocking going on. But I find it interesting that the Scorpions returned it to that sideline also, which is away from them.
That's very true, yes. You always want to, if you are not going to go up the center of the field, go towards your own sideline.
And that's where all the blockers were, so that was called. That wasn't where the hole shows.
So they're going to call it the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. 7-7 game, 9:28 remaining in period number 2.
Number 2, Trey Edwards.
4-man front.
For the Scorpions.
And indeed, we do have a new quarterback for the Scorpions. And he gets it out to the 30-yard line. And that is Trey Edwards. He's from Alabama.
Scorpions got quite a few people from out of state.
Mm-hmm.
Maricopa sticking in that 4-3, cover two looking secondary.
And there is a handoff, and he bruises his way out to the 35-yard line.
Garnett Houston, the ball carrier for the Scorpions.
A lot of guys seeing time. Garnett Houston.
You got big 9'8" up there taking care of business from Agua Fria High School. Aquarius Wright.
Can the Scorpions convert on 3rd and 2? Munoz, he tries. He had a good series last time, and I think that is going to be a first down. It is. Now that's very, very close.
It's close, but I don't think they gave it to him. I think the original spot did, like you said. Nope, you're right. They did.
They did move the
They gave it.
chains. Yep.
Scorpions first down.
Two-back set for the Scorpions.
Edwards keeps it. And this seems to be a different look that Coach Davis wants to go with. Sort of a dual threat type of scenario, running quarterback.
Marquise Munoz was in the backfield, number 32, and they motioned him out to the wide side of the field and then just ran the QB with a tailback lead to the short side of the field.
And we'll get the whistle.
Penalty marker on the field.
I've been impressed with the number of penalties we've had. We haven't had many.
Scorpions false start is the call. Push them back 5 yards.
I believe this is just the second one.
13.
Hope I didn't just jinx it.
So the ball will be placed inside the 35. Clock running. We're at 7.5 remaining in the second quarter. Edwards, Houston, and Munoz in the backfield. Munoz with the carry. Holds on to the ball, and he'll rush for about 3.
Number 42 did a great job filling. Maui Utafi.
First-year player out of California.
Yep. Did a nice job filling that hole and taking care of the running back.
Tackle for the Mustangs. It's 3rd down and 10.
3rd and long, Edwards. And Munoz in the backfield. Edwards rolling around. He fires it, and that's going to be well short. The pass was complete to McIntosh, but it will bring up a 4th down.
Nice quick release by the QB. He's a little bit of a sidewinder throwing the ball, but boy, it was on a rope, but not for a first down. So we're going to have punt team, and the Maricopa Mustangs will have a shot to take the lead.
And, Coach, it's always interesting when we see a 3rd down completion that does not go for a first down because if you're going to catch the ball, at least be a couple of steps away from that marker, catch it in stride. He was a good 5 yards away. It was going to be a tough play for him to get that first down.
And you never know what the reading progression is, so maybe there was a couple of guys around him that were deep enough, but that wasn't there. So I don't know. But, yeah, what you just said is exactly right. Find the stick.
Correct. That punt is inside the 10-yard line. Terrific punt by Caden Loschenkall.
Special teams, I think, are doing it. Other than that missed field goal
to open up.
I think that special teams have been above par, above average for this early in the year.
I definitely agree. Usually the first couple of games, there's a lot of kinks to work out. We usually see more penalties, and the only thing we've seen, and it has been on both sides, high snaps.
Yep, you're right. Okay, let's see if we've got some linebacker blitzes down here inside the red zone.
Lazenby in at quarterback.
I think you are. It looks like cover one.
And that pass is dropped.
Pass is incomplete.
It was dropped by Cole Schemmel.
Corners are doing a nice job lining up like it's man coverage, and at the very end of the snap of the football, just before the football gets snapped, backing off to take care of a.
Second and 10. 5.5 remaining in quarter number 2.
Five-man front for the Scorpions. 2 linebackers.
Lazenby in a bit of trouble, and he's going to fall down before Josiah Barajas is able to bring him down.
The line of scrimmage.
Nice pressure by the Scorpions.
Loss of 1 on the play. It's 3rd down and 11.
Quarterback was forced to run inside the pocket. Nothing there. They're giving some pretty good pressure on him just with that 5-man front.
3rd down. And as you've mentioned a couple times, it's all about kind of disguising your front, what you're doing, who you're sending.
There's a 3-man front with 2 linebackers coming.
He dumps that pass out, but that will be incomplete.
That was going to be a middle screen. You see those linemen releasing upfield in the middle and the outside receiver coming in. I used to call that jailbreak. Wide receiver comes back inside. The D-line or the old lineman give a punch and then get up in the middle, and that was supposed to be a middle screen, but nothing doing. They did a pretty good job sniffing that thing out by the Scorpions.
Both punters have done pretty well, but this is a very important one for J.J. Dickerson, as we see he is standing in his own end zone, so he really needs a very good kick, and the blocking has to be there for him to get the punt off, but this should end up with good field position for Salt River. Really good punt. Grant with it. And he will advance it out to about the 33. Flag is down.
Pretty good punt. It got the distance, but it didn't get the height. That's why he had so much time able to return it or catch it and then get a return, because your coverage guys weren't down there fast enough to get to the ball carrier right once he caught it. So we would like to have seen that a little bit higher.
The Scorpions will be pushed back. They were holding on the return.
With 4:25 left in the first half.
4:25 remaining in half number 1. We're deadlocked at 7.
Ball is spotted at the
We weren't really sure what to expect. You never do. That's why they play the games on the field.
Yeah, and college game nowadays, it's all about scoring points and moving the clock and getting in and getting out. But we're seeing no huddle. We're seeing no huddle from both teams, but we're not seeing a hurry up no huddle.
That's right. That is a very good point. McKay is back in. He throws to Bryce. Bryce shakes one man at the 40, pushes to the 35, and his jersey is grabbed and he is pulled backwards. But it was a nice run for Bryce. He was pulled down by Jawan Jones out of Towson.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defender was being held pretty good, pretty hard on that play. I was expecting to see some laundry, but I didn't see any.
2nd and 1, feed to Munoz. He breaks it, and he is going to sprint his way into the end zone for a 35-yard touchdown run. Followed his blockers beautifully, saw the hole, and Coach, he broke away for the score.
He didn't get touched. He read that hole perfectly, kicked it into second gear once it got into the secondary, and there was nobody near him getting into the end zone. That's a quality run.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. Quality blocking by that left side of the line, too.
That left side from Glendale High School.
Yeah, I was going to say. Was it Glendale or Trevor Brown?
Now we'll see Lawson call with the extra point.
Motion call on to kick
And that is good. Had that weird angle to it.
Yeah, it
Definitely
did.
didn't come off the foot cleanly.
I couldn't see it. I didn't know if it went inside that post or outside that post. It was a crazy angle, but doesn't matter. It's still worth a point.
Absolutely. 14-7, the Salt River Scorpions with the advantage. And it's been good. It's been a back-and-forth game. Salt River scored first on Dylan McKay's touchdown pass to Dasani McIntosh late first quarter. But then in quarter number 2, earlier in this period, the Mustangs took advantage of a Scorpions turnover, and ultimately it was the quarterback, Cody Lazenby, throwing a touchdown pass to Jay Anderson, and then we just saw Marquise Munoz break off on a 30-plus yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it's a close game, 14-7. But if I just got the feel of watching the two teams, I would say that the Scorpions are starting to take the not just lead, but starting to take control of this ball game.
Sure, very true. But as we know, one turnover can swing it right back.
Yep, sure can.
Lashenkaw with the kick. And that's going to get into the end zone, but the Mustangs, they're going to try to return it, and they are.
Back to that sideline again.
Yes, indeed. They get out to the 27-yard line.
In high school, they catch it in the end zone. It's down right there, but in college, you can take it out. So I was interested to see if he was going to take it out and run it, and sure enough, he did.
And he was about 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, sure was. But those kick returners are a special breed. They get a ball, they think they can return it every time.
That's true.
Every time. That's why you have them back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Special teams is a big part of football. And you know better than anybody, a lot of young guys don't like to play special teams, especially in youth football. That's how you get on the field. That's how you can earn your keep. And nowadays, guys are getting scholarships as not holders, but snappers, long snappers.
Oh, yeah.
McKay's pass is caught and pushed out to about the 36-yard line.
They've been doing that for a while. And special teams is easily a third of the game, if not more, to be honest with you. Your momentum can just change in that time. Every year I was a head football coach, I always ran my special teams. Didn't matter if I was calling the O or calling the D. I always ran my special teams. I thought it was that important.
I like that. That is very good stuff. Second and short. They are at the 35-yard line. Jordan Gurley back in there as QB. He's going to tuck it, but now he fires, and that is complete.
That pass is complete.
That'll be Jay Anderson once again.
Jay Anderson on the reception for the Mustangs.
That's a nice throw on the run by number 12, Jordan Gurley. I was impressed. He got chased out of the pocket, and as he was sprinting over here to the right, just threw a laser to a guy that was running to the sideline. Did a nice job with that. Two-back set.
First and 10, Gurley. Feeds the runner, and he will be brought down at about the 48-yard line. Javon Thompson.
From Mountain Ridge, got to that edge and got upfield. He's got a little bit of scoots.
He had the big kickoff return that helped Mountain Ridge a little bit earlier, or I should say Maricopa earlier.
It's easy to
Yes,
do that
it
mistake.
is.
They're both M's and coached by the same guy.
That's right.
And the old coordinator, Tommy Ziegler, is the old coordinator for both teams.
We're at the 47-yard line. Clock running, coming up on 1:40 and half, number 1. Gurley bounces around. He's on the run. And he will lob it downfield, but that is incomplete.
Great job by number 17, Javon Thompson. He was blocking the entire time and allowed the QB to get over to this corner right there. See that? That was all because of Javon Thompson. Good job.
Big third down here for the Mustangs. You convert, you obviously still keep the ball, but if you happen to throw an incomplete pass, you're leaving some time on the clock as we run down the end of half number one. Gurley's pass is tipped out of bounds, and indeed,
That pass is incomplete.
80 seconds on the clock.
Andre Puente, the intended receiver.
The clock is stopped because of the incomplete pass.
Better position was
Right. And that they showed a linebacker late. They picked him up, but and he had an adequate time, but it was a bunch of comebacks, and I think your Scorpions had that covered.
So it'll be J.J. Dickerson once again.
Plenty of time for the Scorpions to put another couple points on the board if they play it smart.
That's a bad snap, but it's fielded cleanly by Dickerson. And that punt is going to end up inside the 10, inside the 5. Wow, look at this. It's about the 2-yard line. So if you had the punt, that's where you wanted it to end up.
Just how they drew it up. You got that skip snap, and then you kick it, and it bounces exactly to the 3. Just how you draw them up. Doesn't matter, as long as it happens.
Right, as long as it works, you are absolutely correct. So the Mustangs back on defense. And we see Josh Walker, as you mentioned, out of IMG Academy. Big fella in the middle, 55.
When they got him out there, I think they go with a 3-man front. Well, yeah, 3-man front. He's a large individual.
Yes.
He can take up 2 gaps easily.
Absolutely. And we'll see Dylan McKay and the rest of the Scorpions trot out. Dasani McIntosh, number 9, he's out there as well. McIntosh caught one of the touchdowns, or the touchdown that was thrown by McKay. Munoz scored the other on a rush. Interesting snap. No whistles were blown. Long pass downfield, and it is incomplete.
If no whistles were blown, then that means they must have got back in time. Did they throw a flag? If they did, then it was on the defense.
It didn't look like a flag was thrown initially.
I didn't see one either.
Blame Grant and Dasani McIntosh in the same area.
No, there's one.
There is
on the
one,
side.
yes. And he didn't get the separation the way they
Right.
wanted.
For an offside call.
Right.
Offside, like you said, it's on the defense.
Yep.
So there is some breathing room for the Scorpions with 54 seconds remaining.
That's why they let the play go. If it's on the defense, they let the play. It's a free play for the offense.
McKay, he'll throw that out of bounds.
Yep.
Throwing it almost towards us. So it'll be third down. Actually, second down because it was offsides.
And it gave him a little bit of breathing room with that penalty. Instead of being on the 2, it was on the 7 or the 5.
McKay looking over at his sidelines.
2-back set, probably, I'm thinking, for protection.
Garnett Houston back there as well. And there is the run. Munoz, he is fighting for his yardage. Gets out to about the 15. I believe they're going to move the chains.
Marquise Munoz from Indiana, Lafayette Jefferson High School. He's a nice little back.
He is. He has had a really good game so far.
Runs with his pad level low.
25 ticks of the clock remaining.
Coach is going to run it down and call timeout. No timeout.
Hand off to Garnett Houston, and he is brought down about the 22-yard line, and that's going to do it for half number one. And what a half it was. The Salt River Scorpions lead the Maricopa Mustangs by a score of 14-7. The two scores, Dylan McKay, a 54-yard touchdown pass to Dasani McIntosh towards the end of the first quarter. 11 seconds left in the first quarter, but then Maricopa ties it up. They recovered a fumble, and then ultimately the quarterback, Cody Lazenby, tossed to the receiver, Jay Anderson. That tied it at 7. And the most recent score, Marquise Munoz with a 34-yard touchdown run. That is the difference in the game. 14-7, your Scorpions are on top. We'll come back with the start of the second half after a word from our sponsors.
Texas today, winning by 1 point in the last second.
I rip you up like a chainsaw. The game's wrong, boy, please believe it. Keep your body with you, cause you gon' be beating pieces. Beating for drop top hits. And no, she ain't gon' stop dropping shit. I'ma make $1 million, stand on the top of it. Rockin' it, till the day I die in this game. Argue with the back, boy, I ain't the fight to the flame.
Yeah, both teams are fighting to win number one. It's anybody's ball game. It's 14-7, so that's one possession away from trying to possibly take the lead or taking the larger lead. Just like what I saw the last half of that second quarter, it looked like the Scorpions are starting to raise their heads a little bit, trying to take control of this ball game. Just my opinion.
Scorpions set to receive the second half kickoff.
This second half kickoff, as we expect it will be J.J. Dickerson. There he is, number 37. He will start off half number 2 with his team trailing 14-7.
Dickerson on kick
You see
for
all
the Mustangs.
11 Mustangs getting set. Glad you could join us. It was a very entertaining first half. The teams played pretty well, and there is the kick. It's taken by the Scorpions and strung out inside the 10.
And Bryce tripped up inside the 10-yard line.
For the Mustangs, they did what they needed to do.
Will be spotted at the 9-yard line, first and 10.
Scorpions are in line.
The Scorpions set up a return over on this sideline, their home sideline. But I'll tell you what, Maricopa did an outstanding job covering and making the tackle inside the 10, so it's a tough field position for the Scorpions.
Trader Edwards, the signal caller for the Scorpions.
Start off with, I'm going to call him the alternate quarterback. Trader Edwards. Just takes the snap, feeds some Munoz, follows his blockers, and he is tough to bring down as he gets to about the 16-yard line.
Marquise Munoz.
Just a two-back set, ISO play out of the gun. Marquise is doing a nice job getting some big chunks of yardage. If I were on the
17-yard line, second down.
Pop it in every once in a while. Get that clock running.
Game and defense is always big. Carry once again off the left tackle, and he motored. He's got some wheels and some speed, and he's spinning all the way down.
Excellent run by Munoz. Was brought down inside Mustang territory at the
Maricopa's on 4-3 front.
That's enough for the Scorpions. First down.
I'll tell you what, they're blocking 98, they're blocking 9, they're doing a nice job running the football. I think they found something, and they're going to stick with it.
Yes. Wheels, speed, a little bit of power. We did see him breaking away. There he tried to do a little spin move, which might have cost him a yard or two, but he made the carry. Edwards is going to keep it himself. Past the 40, and he is going to be brought down at the 39.
Edwards keeps it himself. Tries to navigate past the line of scrimmage. Gains 1 on the play. Second down and 9.
Dylan Brown on the tackle. Second-year play out of Tackle Shadows.
Plus, with the offensive line for the Scorpions, they're doing a nice job run blocking.
Very organized, very neat. This team is methodically moving. Edwards out to Bryce. Bryce Has plenty of speed. He is into that secondary, and he will go all the way for the touchdown. 40-yard touchdown. Edwards to Bryce.
Bubble out, number 0. Top right side of the field. Big 1-2 guys missed. Turned on the speed. Found the lane. Got in the end zone. That's what they call a pitch and catch. Throw it laterally. Let the receiver catch it, and then make the defenders tackle. Best athlete.
Quarterbacks for Salt River, and each has thrown a touchdown pass. Let's see, Washington trying to cap this 91-yard drive. And that kick is blocked. And it is returnable. And it is going to roll out of bounds.
That point after is blocked and is no good with 12:58 left in the third quarter. Scorpions
Right in that
20.
A-gap, right between the
Mustangs
center and
7.
right guard. Defender pushes off on the shoulders and kind of kicks his way through. Block. A pretty good snap. Set up a good hold by Xavier Quintanilla, but the defender did a nice job.
How quick this offensive line is and when they get the extra point. Things happen. You're getting the drive blocking.
Game 2. Something they need to improve on. Gives the Scorpions who are definitely in control of the ball game right now. The score is 27. I think the Mustangs really need to put together and get some points out of this.
A celebration.
Get within 10 at least. Everybody's hopes high.
Definitely can't 3 and out. Lawson Call will get himself set as he goes for a solid 10 yards before the kick. Gets it in the end zone, and we're going to see it return once again. And that is Anderson bringing it
John
out.
Thompson on the return for the Mustangs. Brought down hard at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Mustangs.
A couple of guys.
The adjustments that the Scorpions made on their offensive run game seem to have worked splendidly. Let's see what the Mustangs got with their adjustments they made at halftime.
Cody Lazenby, the signal caller for the Mustangs.
Lazenby will be the QB for this series. Those guys seem to be playing. We've seen it over 4 quarterbacks in this game, all by design. They seem to have been shaken up a little hurt, which is certainly a good thing. And the Scorpions, I think they have recovered a fumble. They have
Recovered by the Scorpions!
It was a zone read and just got crossed.
Xavier Hill, the recovery for the Scorpions. 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the 19-yard
Xavier
line.
Hill with the fumble recovery.
Some place for that to happen. Now, the Scorpions can come out and take commanding control of this ball game with this possession.
It's going to be Edwards, the quarterback this series.
If I know anything else, Coach K, I know that defense.
That's good. Ball boy, back.
Not let them make it quite so easy to get that end zone this time.
Edwards handoff to Munoz. That has been working so far tonight, and he gets a nice gain.
Munoz takes it straight up the middle for the Scorpions.
That offensive line for the Scorpions is getting a pretty good push on the Maricopa defensive line. I'm just kind of looking where the lines end up, and it's 3 yards south, which is not good for the Mustangs.
Garnett Houston in the backfield as well for Salt River. Munoz follows the fullback's blocking, and he will find his way into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown run. There are so many accolades that we could give Munoz. Is it fair to say he's a dude?
Yeah, that's fair to say. He's definitely a dude. I'll tell you what, number 17 is not too bad himself, Marcus Moore.
Out of Chandler High School.
Yeah, out of Chandler High School. He right there. He's a playing back. He's listed as a wide receiver, but he's playing kick-out back. All the linemen just blocked down. He kicked out. Running back took it in for the score.
And they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, because that missed extra point.
Yep, pretty much running another offensive play, and they will feed the fullback, and they fake the fullback, but Edwards keeps it himself, and he's in for the 2-point conversion.
That was a nice read by Edwards. It was called that's an outside stretch play. Running back goes and leads the outside, and then the quarterback just reads where the pole's going and is not sure if he's going to give it to him or not, and then just kept it right there. Took it up the middle.
They truly faked me out, that's for sure. I thought the fullback actually had it, and that would be Garnett Houston, but now it was the QB.
The key on that is the QB actually goes with the fullback a few steps and reads it 1 or 2 steps, so no one, who's going to get it, and then it's kind of a no-win deal. The quarterback's going to decide who gets it by depending on what you do.
Makes sense. 28-7, so 2 scores, 62 seconds apart, and this game clearly is now in the favor of the Scorpions.
This possession for the Maricopa Mustangs is a must, that they need to come out with some points, needless to say, with no turnover going on. But I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think I'm telling anybody anything they don't know.
It is basically a full moon out, so who knows what may happen on this night.
Good point. Be careful driving home.
Yeah, we already know someone who's had 2 flat tires. Let's hope it is not the hat trick as Lashenkal kicks it away. And again, it will be returned. Going backwards initially. And he's brought out by the 26.
Yeah, you kind of want to make just one move on a kickoff return. If you make more than that, you're probably going to lose some ground.
So Javon Scott gets it out to the 27. Mustangs getting ready for their next series.
Free safety's 15 yards deep.
He is rather deep, yes indeed. Lazenby, hands off. And they are going to lose some yards. And that was Javon Thompson. Thompson goes off. Looks like Cole Schemmel will come back in.
Not getting a ton of push up front with that offensive front.
Then you get a look at number 20, Devin Eubanks out of Mesquite, playing for Salt River. And the Mustangs tried to run, and that is a big hit by the stud linebacker, Josiah Barajas. Second-year player out of Washington. And there we get the good replay coach.
Marquise Corley got the ball. He's from Liberty High School. Little zone give. Linebacker came and filled pretty good. They're going against a 5-man front with a 1 linebacker blitz, and they did run it to the correct side on that side because the linebacker blitzed on the other side, but you had a filling linebacker that took care of business.
Lazenby being chased as he consistently has, and he will end up falling down at the 20. Whole host of Scorpions really making him move every which way but the right way.
Yeah, they had the Mustangs. I talked to Coach earlier, and he said that we had 5 linemen that have been at practice every day and healthy enough to practice. So we had 5 ready to go on Thursday. They lost one. So I know they got an outside linebacker playing guard. I don't know which one, but they got an outside linebacker playing guard, and they're really basically only going with 5 old linemen. So I think it's catching up to them right now.
J.J. Dickerson counting his players in front of him.
You got your 3-level returners again back here.
Yes, indeed.
For the Scorpions.
Mr. Grant is the deepest of them all. Dickerson's punt. Grant will field it on a couple of hops and move forward past the 40, and he falls down at the 43. But terrific field position for the Scorpions.
Nice open field tackle by number 44, Jackson Dean from Tacoma, Washington. He also starts for him at inside linebacker, so that's kind of a natural thing for him to do.
Now we see Tyler Roberts kind of pleading his case, number 90 for Salt River.
We haven't seen too many penalties this game, but we've seen, what, 2 already for the second half? Or is it 1?
I think 2.
So I hope they just don't start getting tired and maybe
start
getting a little
holding
snippy. Yeah.
Yes.
A little talking going on. Hopefully that's not going to happen.
So the Scorpions had good field position, but the penalty will bring it back to about the 28.
Maricopa in their cover 2 concept secondary.
Bryce with the football. He gets the carry, and he'll pull it out to the 30. We'll call it the 34.
Maricopa with their 4-3 front, and they're reading with their linebackers, not really stunting much, and they did a pretty good job of stopping their offense, the Scorpions' offense first half. I think the Scorpions figured something out because it's a different story second half. They're getting some big chunks of change every time they run the ball.
Edwards and Bryce. Eric Bryce is going to be trapped by numerous Mustangs. In particular, Justin Holmes.
Try to run that stretch play to the wide side of the field outside, and you had your Mustangs had that corralled up for a loss of yardage. You got somebody down on the Mustangs. Looks like it might be a calf cramp.
Trainer is out there, as is the coach. And like we said, hopefully it is nothing serious. Hopefully it's a, I don't know if you're cramping these days or if it's, you don't have too much cramp because it's not that humid. It's not even humid. The heat's not really a factor tonight, but might be some type of muscle strain.
It is some type of cramp because they're lifting up his leg and stretching it. So I think it has to be a cramp. No, it's not that humid today, but it was yesterday and it was the day before. And, you know, these kids got to hydrate 24 hours before they play a ball game.
That's true.
And hydrate, I mean water, not
nothing else.
Red Bull and
right.
Powerade. Right. No, Powerade's good, but you know, pop, things like that. They're not doing that.
Now we get a look at the Scorpions, pretty much trying to gather themselves and make sure that they're doing the right thing. They're ahead 28-7 on top of the visiting Mustangs.
They're definitely in control of the ball game right now. They just play it smart, and I think they figured out keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock running.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's get ready for next week. Get through this game. Get ready for next week. As long as we can keep them from making any quick scores, that's the only thing that can get them back in this ball game. Mustangs anyway.
And it looks like the young man is up, and that is,
the injured player on the field.
Number 18.
yes, Dom Brister
Hope he can recover
out of
quickly and get back on the
Centennial.
field.
The Coyotes.
As play resumes, it's 3rd down and 7. Ball is on the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he's got a cramp.
Yes, you can definitely say by the way he's walking. You're absolutely right, Coach.
He's walking like me, like I walk in the morning when I get out of bed.
Clock continues to run, 8:25, 8:24, and counting.
2-back set for the Scorpions. Think you're going to see a run or possibly a play action, just to keep them honest.
Edwards drops back. On the run, has time, and he'll just sling it out of bounds.
Smart play by the
Pass
QB.
is incomplete. Trey Edwards, no receivers open. Just threw that ball away. It's 4th down.
I'll say for the most part, both secondaries have played pretty well. We
Yeah.
have not seen any typical drop back and long passes of 20, 25 yards consistently.
No, the only thing they've had to do is come up and get on a scramble, make a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Shankel on to punt for the Scorpions.
4th and 7. So
Devon Scott
the,
to return for the Mustangs.
Mustangs will have a shot to put some points on the board. Let's see what they come up with. They've been coming up with the rushing game last couple series. They're going for it.
Caden Lashalko, and that is
punt.
not his best punt, as
Oh,
that's
no.
actually received and
Oh,
fumbled.
no.
Did Salt River get it back? I believe they did.
They did.
It was touched by a Mustangs player and then recovered by the Scorpions.
Just waiting for the official referee signal, because they're kind of huddling up. And yes, indeed, it will be Scorpions football.
It is Scorpions
You
now.
talk about a break.
We'll have a new set of downs at the
I believe number 9 tried to catch it
Mm-hmm.
and thought he was going to get a quick score, and it bounced off his chest and it went back to the Scorpions. Tough break.
Yes.
You know, it's one of those deals where you can't do anything right at this point. If you're a Maricopa Mustang, you get a break and you think you're going to turn into a big play, because that's what you need. You need a big play.
Yes, you do.
Can't blame the kid for that, of course.
He's trying to
And
make
then-
something happen.
Yep, and then something like that happens. It's a shame.
First and 10 at their own 31, so a fresh set of downs for Edwards and Munoz in the backfield. Throws way downfield, and he has got a man, and that is going to be complete down to the 18-yard line. Fantastic play.
for the Scorpions.
That was-
Lane Grant.
He's brought down
That was the old out and up. What the
Yes.
quarterback did is fake it to that out route,
Scorpions.
and then the inside receiver runs a 9, and he's wide open. Number
Great
1.
pass right there, Grant. We've seen him return punts, kickoffs, and now haul in what has been the deepest reception of the game.
From Volcano Vista High School
Wow, that's an interesting one.
in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Munoz will pick up a couple.
Short carry
I wonder what their
for
mascot is. The Volcano Lavas?
That would make
No
sense.
gain on the play.
Volcano Coals? I don't know.
2nd down and 10.
Okay, scoring position for
No gain on the play for the Mustangs. Offensive line is set. It's a big line, a very organized line. Edwards fires a pass. It's tipped and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Dasani McIntosh.
Yep. Pass to number 9,
McIntosh.
Mustang.
in and out of his hands.
It's 3rd down and 10.
Dasani McIntosh is from Ontario, Canada. I wonder how he likes his weather.
Very true. He probably likes it a lot more tonight than he did the previous
Yeah, there you go.
6 weeks or so that he's been out here.
Good point. 3rd and 10.
Munoz again, and he's going to be shut down pretty quick. I believe that was Dylan Brown on the tackle. It was.
Well, that should breathe a little life into the Mustangs. They got the ball basically inside the red zone, and they kept them down to a field goal if they make this. They possibly might not make it. They blocked the last one, didn't they?
They
Mustangs?
did, yes. Last extra point, yep.
Let's see what they do here.
So this will be a 35-yard field goal. Kick is up, and that is way off the mark.
Did he get a piece of it?
I
Because
thought
he was
might
way
have
off
just,
the mark.
Thought he might have just hooked it. So with 5:50 remaining, it's a 28-7 game.
He's usually been a little closer than that one. So when it
Yes.
was that far out, I thought maybe somebody got a finger on it. Couldn't see it. I kind of lost it in the darkness up there, just past that wall.
Sure. So the Mustangs back on defense. Excuse me, the Scorpions back on defense. The Mustangs will send out Lazenby.
It's a moral victory for the Mustangs.
It is not allowing any points. You're right. Now they need to make something happen on offense.
That's your first break. Let's get some more.
It's Amir Dang in your lower right part of the screen, cornerback. Lazenby, his toss is batted away.
Good protection by the front line on that one. They only blitzed the 5 front, and they did a good job of picking them up. It was a good ball.
Daniel Lamar Everett, one of those two. It's 2nd and 10.
Got the hand right there.
Good coverage by number 34.
Everett.
Yep, Daniel Everett from Florida.
So it'll be a 2nd down play. Complete. 30-40, and that is a big pickup for the Mustangs and Javon Scott.
From Peoria High School, did a nice job making that guy miss and picking up another 8 yards. That's what they need. They needed some big chunks, some extra effort, some yards after the catch.
Nice moves there by the young man. As you said, he is also a local product.
The
Yep.
Panthers.
Gives Maricopa another set of downs. Lazenby still on the run. Little shovel pass.
Yeah.
Shovel pass is
Yeah.
complete.
And that's complete to Andre Griggs.
Yeah, he did. The quarterback did a nice job of not getting tackled,
Mm-hmm.
avoiding the tackle, and then, yeah, nice little shovel pass there.
46-yard line.
Get it to your receiver by any means possible.
I think the last time I saw that was the movie The Replacements.
2nd and 5. The play call will come in from the sideline. Everett on the right side of the screen. He's the defender, along with Amir Dang in your lower left part of the screen. Mustangs in motion. Lazenby's going to keep it. He crosses midfield. He's at the 40, and he is going to run out of bounds. Big plays, and they keep the chains moving. That's what Maricopa needs right now.
Ball will be spotted at the
Lazenby is he's a big old son of a gun, 6'4", 220. He gets moving. He can move pretty well. Look at him here. And he's smart. He's going to get off the sideline, even though I think he might be able to lower that shoulder.
Yeah,
Take
he's
a
a
few
big.
people
Yes,
out.
he could.
But that's not the smart thing to do.
So the Mustangs are inside the 40. Lazenby's pass is intercepted by Barajas, I believe that is, and he brings it back to the 45. Josiah Barajas with the INT. There is a flag, however.
It's going to be rough on the passer.
And indeed, you are correct. Big play. They'll pick up 15 yards.
And I'll tell you what, 16.
Barajas.
Yeah, Barajas did. He saw that screen coming all the way.
He did. He definitely
I'll tell you what, he
did.
didn't get fooled at all. Watch this. He's sitting there waiting for it. And right there he is. I know what I'm getting. Pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. This is what the Mustangs needed to continue to stay in it.
Yep. Eating up the clock pretty good, too.
Yes, indeed. They're at the 24-yard line. Lazenby running away from the D-line. Barajas all over the field, but again, the Mustangs and Lazenby, he's getting it done.
Nice thing Lazenby has, he's got good field presence, and then as soon as he sees everything's taken care of, hey, I'm going to tuck it and run it. And he can run. He's a big kid, but he's not lumbering. He knows exactly where he's going. He's got a little bit of speed.
He definitely does, as timeout has been called on the field. Mustangs call for timeout. 3:07 remaining, and Coach, if they can punch it in here, the game is, I'm going to say, back to even in a sense. Not necessarily on the scoreboard, but still uphill battle for Maricopa, but they got to get the 6 here.
They got to stop the bleeding from that halftime.
Yep.
So if they can get a score right here, you're right. The bleeding stops, the tourniquet's been put on it, and now you got to worry about getting some more points after that. But, yeah, you got to stop the bleeding. And right now, if they don't get a score here, they're still bleeding.
Yes,
they got to get a score right here. And it needs to be 7, not 3.
Right. No, yes, they definitely have to get the touchdown as we see the Scorpions huddling up across the field. The Mustangs getting a couple of plays in right now, trying to figure out what they want to do, how they want to approach it. Things have certainly been working on this drive. They had a good kick return. They've been helped by a penalty. They've had a couple of solid passes, great running. This has been a really good drive, a drive that, as we have said, needs to be capped with 7 points.
Right. It's been a real good drive. You're right. But it needs to end correctly for us to move on and well, not us, but for the Mustangs to move on and have hope for the future of the game.
I believe this is 1st and goal. Lazenby looking into the end zone, and that is going to be caught by Griggs. But there is a flag.
I think it's going to be on defense, the flag. I think it's going to go forth.
And there we see Griggs with the catch.
The penalty is against the Scorpions.
Indeed, the coach is correct, and that is a TD. Great catch by the alum of Millennium High School. He was a Tiger back in the day. And it's a 28-13 game, and we'll see Dickerson come on for the extra point.
I'm impressed with Cody Lazenby keeping his composure and getting back into this thing, not only running the football but also throwing the football. I've been impressed with him throwing the ball also.
Really good, clean drive.
Dickerson on for the point after.
Snapper calls for it. It's fielded on the bounce, and the kick is up and good. So this is exactly what the Mustangs needed. They got the touchdown, cutting the deficit still in half, 28-14. As you can see on the scoreboard, it's still some work to do for Maricopa, but There is a lot of time remaining. You got 2:59 remaining in this period. Another 15 minutes in quarter number 4.
Justin Holmes did a nice job getting that ball on the tee. Well, I guess not a tee, but in position to get kicked. Because, yeah, like you said, the ball was a little skip snap again.
Absolutely.
And got it through.
The Scorpions are out there. They are getting set. Now we'll see the Mustangs jog onto the field. $2:59 remaining in quarter number 3. And we want to thank everybody for joining us and just really being a fan of the HJCAC. Solid football. The Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. So it's a 2-score game.
Which you got a whole quarter. You got 18 minutes left.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. They got to get a stop here. The Mustangs do.
And these guys love to return the football. Breaking off to the outside, and the Scorpions look like they, wow. Out of nowhere, a big clean hit.
By number 5, Martin Vaughn from Shadow Mountain High School.
And that was Caleb Harvey on the return. Wow.
Yeah, that was a big hit. Here it comes right here. It comes out of nowhere. Looks like he's going to break it. Nice
Sure
job
did.
following. Right there, and then all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah, he got him pretty good. Really good. So we'll start off at the 42-yard line.
Both defenses have kind of gone, hey, this is what we're going to show you. This is what we're going to live with. Haven't changed much.
McIntosh in motion. Edwards gets the ball. He is going to keep it himself, and he is pulled down just past the 45-yard line.
I think I saw a little line stunt in the inside there. The two guards, one crossing and the other going in the far side B gap. I haven't seen that yet tonight. So they're doing a little bit of stunting, moving the defensive lineman around a little bit.
Second down and 6. Edwards has really played a lot as that ball is behind the line of scrimmage, and Munoz is taken down nicely by Andrew Palacio.
There's a penalty marker on
And
the
there's a
field.
flag.
What do you think the flag was on? Do you think it was holding on the offense?
Possibly, because it looks like they are moving backwards.
Legal block in the back against
Block in the back.
Black
there
in the
we go,
back.
yep.
Yep.
Scorpions.
I didn't see it. At the very end, I thought I might have saw it, but he still made the tackle.
So the Scorpions still in possession.
36
Ball at the 36-yard line. Clock ticking at 2:06.5 and counting.
Second down and 16.
Big number Garnett, big number 47, Garnett Houston going into the ball game.
Yes, indeed. He truly is. He's a big boy.
6 foot 227.
Edwards hands off to Houston. Will gain a few. He stays on his feet. Big man getting out to the 44-yard line.
He gets another 3 yards after they got him wrapped up just by moving his feet. Right there, they got him wrapped up. Look at this, another 3 yards. Dragging. Gotta like that.
Takes it to the 43-yard line. It's third down.
Third down, Edwards looking for a big play here. His toss is caught, and again, they will need several guys to bring down the receiver.
That was a heck of a throw. That was a back shoulder throw. The quarterback threw the ball before 11 came back to get to it.
And that's Demarion Anderson. There we see he's being pulled down. This is a great shot right here.
Good open field tackle by the defender.
Perhaps another penalty. And this one is on the Mustangs. That's going to be another 15.
And see, that's what I want to see happen from here on. You start getting frustrated, you start adding up yards to after the play. Wonder if it was some yapping or what happened. But no reason to do any of that. Let's just put the helmet on and get ready for the next play.
62 seconds remain in quarter number 3. You get a look at Edwards. He has been really the star of the second half, Trey Edwards.
Inning in the third quarter.
He and Munoz patiently looking towards Larry Davis, the head coach of the Salt River Scorpions. Edwards hands off he fakes the handoff, he faked me out, and he is going to zip for probably another first down.
He faked everybody out. The
Yes.
running back got tackled by 2 defenders in the backfield right there. I thought he had it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there you go.
First down. It's first and goal.
First and goal at the 5. This could be the last play of the third quarter if they even decide to run a play at all, and I don't think they are going to do so. And with that, we will say after 3 full quarters, the Salt River Scorpions lead the Maricopa Mustangs by a score of 28-14. The two teams will go to the other end of the field, and we will come back with fourth quarter action.
The world is changing.
Salt River is
How
knocking at the
business
door.
gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Just when you thought things were getting back to normal, BAM! You're in a car wreck. Now what? Call Lerner and Rowe, and we'll take you from wreck to check as quickly as possible.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
We begin quarter number 4. Scorpions on top, first and goal on the 5. Munoz with the handoff, and he is going to push his way into the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown run.
Marquise Munoz I like that back. You can see him put that foot in the ground and get vertical. He gets the handoff, puts that foot right there, boom, and just gets his hips into the end zone. I like him. He knows how to run vertically.
He really does. He has a good feel for the ball,
Yep.
feel for the blockers. He's pretty solid.
As an old offensive lineman, I loved blocking for guys like that. They didn't screw around in the backfield.
North-south runners.
Yes.
Lashenkal with the field goal attempt, and again, or extra point attempt. Again, it seems like it's going sideways, but it finds its way through the uprights. And the Scorpions extend that lead again. 3 touchdowns by a score of 35-14.
My hat's off to the special teams players. They're not sitting there watching them kick that ball. that almost got blocked by 2 or 3 people busting through in the inside. So there's no lack of fight by these Mustangs. I like seeing that.
Very true. Very true. Now I'm happy both teams have come to play. I mean, one team seems to be a little bit better tonight.
Right.
But at the same time, we are seeing maximum effort, and I think both you and I really like the QB for the Mustangs, Lazenby.
Yeah, I do. I like him.
We've seen guys certainly stand out, and we'll see the Scorpions kick off very shortly.
Quite a few people in the Mustangs that stand out a little bit. Early in the ball game, I saw the Christensen kid, the 45, doing well, blocking as an H-back as well as a tight end. He's a big kid. But, yeah, there's quite a few people I like. Number 2, he stands out to me.
Here's Loschenkall with his 10-yard run, and that is a very high kick, and it is going to be returned. And he has got the speed. He stays on his feet, and finally brought down by the Scorpions, as that was Javon Thompson. He is a really good kick returner.
Yeah, he is. He played for Madowski last year at Mountain Ridge. Now he's playing again here for the Mustangs. That was smart of him to recruit that kid to play for him for a couple more years.
Now, that's the one thing I'll definitely say, that this is where that coach-player relationship comes into play. He took a chance on him, if that's how we want to phrase it. He recruited him.
Right.
And now he truly is seeing how he's performing at the college level. It's one thing to, oh, hey, this kid was a great kid for me at Mountain Ridge. Right. He's a great one here at Maricopa. That's terrific to see that growth within the Madowski system.
Yeah, that's good. You're right. That's good to see. Good way of putting it.
Lazenby.
Oh.
Short pass is incomplete.
Good ball by Lazenby. Right there, catchable.
Intended for Anderson.
Good read, too. It was right there. It was open. Okay, line up and get ready for the next play. Oh, I thought we were going to see ghost backfield there for a moment. We haven't seen that yet.
We have not. You are absolutely correct. Here comes the rush. Lazenby escapes the pocket across the 50. Holds on to it as he gets out near the 45. Could be a first down.
Nice little hurdle over the defender at the very end. He's showing his athletic ability. Big number 4 out there, loping around. Here it comes. And little hop. There it is.
Indeed, he does get the first down. The chains are on the move. Mustangs need a score to stay in this one, as we're under 14 minutes left. Lazenby fires, and that's incomplete.
That was a little low on that ball. It was a quick dive fake and then a little pop on a slant route by I think the number 2 receiver on that short side of the field. Just a little low. Quick. It's quick ball.
Mustangs with a second down opportunity. Great night for football here.
Every night's a good night for football.
Yes, it is, although there's a flag and a loose ball.
Fall on it. There you go.
I got to disagree, though. Last night was not a fun night for football.
Right when I said it, I was like, I'm not right. It wasn't. Last night was not. I was out there. I get you. I stand corrected.
Salt River kind of, I'm not going to say shooting themselves in the foot, but you never want to give away anything. And we basically said it was a penalty-free first half for the most part. And we've seen a handful in a quarter and a couple of minutes worth.
Right. It's still better than what I saw last week of the game I watched. Maricopa's game, last opponent. Well, that's what you expect. People get better. Teams get better.
Lazenby trying to direct traffic, but he is pulled down by Mr. Barajas.
Yep, Mr. Braz did a nice job chasing him. Almost like he was spying on him. You know, you have those linebackers spy the quarterback, and right now that's what I would do if I was the Scorpions coach, is he's getting enough yards. The quarterback for Maricopa is getting enough yards on the scramble right away. Once he sees it's not open and he's running, I would say assign a linebacker to be a spy on him.
Second timeout has been called for Maricopa, and there we see this most recent play. Barajas shook his block and went right after the QB. He had the interception, which didn't count.
Right.
But he's a player. Here we get a look at number 90, Tyler Roberts, out of Desert Vista High School. Number 20, we mentioned earlier, Devin Eubanks from Mesquite.
That's right. Desert Vista's just on the other side of this mountain right here on the right, isn't it? Just on the other side of the South Mountain.
Absolutely.
They dug a little tunnel in South Mountain to get those kids from Desert Vista over here.
Well, what is good is they made that 202
easier,
much easier to get back and forth from Ahwatukee to the west side of Phoenix, that's for sure.
And it is much faster.
Third and 6 at the 41. Lazenby, his toss is incomplete.
Quick slant to the number 1 receiver out there. Brings up 4th down. You going for it?
I think you have to at this point.
Sure do. I agree with that completely.
Run out of time.
Yep. You're down by 3 scores. You got to go for it. At this point, you're going for the win, not trying to keep the score down.
That's right.
Mustangs offense is staying on the field.
And it's a bad snap, and he's just going to have to follow. The ball is still loose. Either way, it's going to belong to the Scorpions.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who jumps on it. It's going to belong to them anyway.
And looks like they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 39 of Maricopa. Bad snap, ball just kind of bouncing all over the place. And I think this is where you just keep on with that running game. It has worked tremendously for the Scorpions.
I agree with you. I would too. Get lined up. Number 32 back there in the backfield. Number 47. And just, here you go, boys. Get some yards.
Because at this point, potentially, the fullback, as I keep calling him, as I refer to his name, Garnett Houston, he could be like an Ironhead Hayward out there. Just boom, boom, battering ram type of scenario.
Yep. And Maricopa can't call too many times. They only have 1 timeout left, so they can't stop the clock if you start just running the ball.
That is correct. Eric Bryce on the carry.
You get 6 yards per carry. Be honest with you, that's all I'd do.
Yeah.
Right, left, maybe left again, then right.
Mix it up and chew the clock.
Maybe a play action once in a while just for keep them honest.
That's fair. And another handoff.
That'll keep the clock moving. As long as you're keeping the sticks moving, too, you're okay.
And this is a new quarterback out of North High School in Phoenix, Caleb Miller. So this is the 3rd QB we have seen tonight for the Scorpions. And this is where you let the guys play, see what you have, what type of talent.
Miller's out of North High School.
Pitch back to Bryce. And he's run out of bounds.
Toss is to Eric Bryce.
Definitely some good weapons on this Salt River team.
Yeah, they got quite a few.
Obviously Munoz.
And they're using them all.
Yes, yes they are.
You know, they're using them all. That's nice. Kids are getting some time, getting some film, trying to move on. That's what this league's supposed to be all about.
4th down and 3 at the 32.
That split back's always a different look.
Yes, it is. Can Caleb Miller help them convert? Miller shuffling to his left, and he is going to get stopped. Stopped clean. And for the for the Mustangs, that was Joseph Pinella out of Liberty High School who had the clean tackle.
Yep, right there. Nice wrap up.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Change of downs. Maricopa coming out. Let's see what they plan on doing for the next 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Down by 21.
They're definitely going to have to put the ball in the air. We're probably going to see a good mix of Andre Griggs and Jay Anderson.
Any screens?
To keep them honest, yes.
I don't know. They're throwing the ball down the field, and it doesn't seem to be doing real well for them vertically. You know what I mean?
Very true. Think they have to a little bit of a big mix. Got to keep everybody on their toes. Lazenby is going to go down. That is a sack by Tyler Roberts. We were just talking about him out of Desert Vista.
Little half roll by the QB. They set the edge that made him pull up, and then once he pulled up, 20 said sit down.
7-yard loss on the play, 2nd down.
Lazenby again is going to be hauled down, and that ball is loose. Scoop and score. Touchdown for the Scorpions. Kenneth Johnson. We saw him with a huge sack earlier in this game. This time he recovers a fumble for a touchdown, and it is a 41-14 Scorpions advantage.
The fumble was caused by the sacker. I couldn't see his number, but that's what the fumble was caused by as he swung him down. Scorpions are going to go home in a very good mood tonight.
Yes, they are. As we'll see Loschenkall with the extra point. And what I liked about that is we'll see the point after, and that is good. Kenneth Johnson didn't try to do it all at once. He saw the ball. He sort of guided it. We've seen many, many plays where the ball goes every which way. It was really a controlled defensive play, and Salt River is doing their thing tonight.
Yeah, they're doing it on all ends of the field. They're doing it offensively, defensively, and special teams.
The HJCAC, Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. Tonight we're at South Mountain High School. This is the home game for the Salt River Scorpions. As we mentioned, swing around the league. You've got the Gila River Hawks who play over at Campo Verde High School in Gilbert. The Papago Pumas play at Dobson High School in Mesa. And these Maricopa Mustangs, they are at Mountain Ridge High School in Glendale.
Mississippi State is leading Arizona 15.
In Santa Rita High School. That's in Tucson. It's the home of the Sonoran Sidewinders. We'll see them at least once when they come up here to the Phoenix Valley.
It's hard to believe, but I've been to the Santa Rita field, but this is my first time here at this field.
Wow, interesting.
How crazy is that?
Yes, indeed.
I would have been able to say I've been on all these
All
fields
of them.
except for this one.
Here's the kick. And he's going to bring it out. As we've seen all game, Javon Thompson still on his feet. Gets out to the 35-yard line.
Cole does an outstanding job kicking off. We've seen a little trouble on the extra points and field goals.
Yes, that's very true.
So I don't know if it's a snap. I don't know if it's a hold. I look by looking at what he can do on a kickoff.
Right.
I don't think it's him.
That's
these
true.
extra
It's a good
points.
point. No, you're right. He's definitely been putting it in the end zone. There we see Thompson. He had some spacing. Great return.
Yeah,
He
sure
started
was.
about 5 yards in.
Okay, you got a two-back set, tight formation with a tight end.
9:40 remaining.
Twin set to the short side of the field.
That's a big hit right there.
You could hear it up here.
Yes, you could.
Number 41.
Yes, Marquise Corley he was the one hit.
Brandon Thomas, number 41 from Tullison High School, 5'8", 200 pounds.
There he is
Boom.
with that good hit.
Yeah,
Yes.
that nice hit. And I think Maricopa's going to line up and try to smash it, see what kind of damage they can do there.
And another bad snap, and this is Gurley, who is going to be wrapped up and brought down. And that is a tough play for the Mustangs. Billy Watson out of South Mountain High School. So he's
Playing on his home field.
truly playing a home game.
A Jaguar alum.
Yeah, they just said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all crunched up, bunched up. I might think about getting under center at this point.
Ball is at the 30. Gurley had a bit of time. He'll throw it downfield, and that is going to be incomplete.
Is incomplete.
Brings fourth down.
Yes, and in this case, you do have to punt it. You're too deep in your own zone.
Yeah, now you're just, and it's not only that, it's 15 yards, fourth and 15.
Now you get a look at the fans from the visiting Mustangs. Great to see the support out here. It's a terrific Saturday night. It's very great weather, very cool.
A lot of places to go watch football tonight, both
Yes,
high school,
high school.
college. It's nice to see the fans out here.
Indeed, on this night, they are competing with high school football.
And this is good football.
Yes, it is.
Very good football.
Great bounce for the Mustangs as it rolls inside the 20 and will die at the 19.
Down at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10, Scorpions.
Okay, two-back set. Run right, run left, run up the middle. Is that what we're going to see?
As long as they get 4 yards of carry, things will be good, and they have been averaging more than that each night. We see the Scorpions not so much huddling up, but just getting themselves together, and they're going to send out Caleb Miller as the quarterback once again. Chris Ramirez, big number 74 on that left tackle position. And it looks like be no gain for the QB.
Looks like we had a mix-up in the backfield. I think he faked that handoff on the wrong side.
Miller, the signal caller for the Scorpions.
That's why you get these guys in here now, get some time, get some practice time,
The 11-yard line.
really some game time.
Down and long.
Yep. Miller calls for it. And this is the big fullback, Houston. Garnett Houston on the carry.
Garnett Houston, the ball carrier.
Make it 3rd and 15.
14-yard line.
And the Scorpions in absolutely no rush. They're going to put the ball in the air potentially, and now actually Miller's going to keep it. He's got some speed, but he's not able to outrun the Mustangs D-line and the linebackers.
Brought down at the
And there will be a punt.
20-yard line.
That was a
Couple
good
of Mustangs
decision.
ran into their own guys.
Yeah, that was a good decision by the QB, I thought. Tucked it away nice. Yeah, they ran into their own guys. That happens, especially when a quarterback's scrambling.
Mm-hmm. And the punt is away. Looks like a fair catch has been called for. Indeed it is.
Going to have a rough in the punter.
Javon Scott was the fair catch.
It is in the area of running into or roughing the punter.
And let's see if it was roughing or running into. So it looks like 5 yards. It seems like he's
I don't
saying
think he
running.
roughed him. You're right. It's a running into. You could see he didn't try to do it. He was standing straight up when he ran into him.
That, of course, is the difference in a first down and not.
Right.
It is a penalty against the Mustangs. It is running into the kicker.
He almost got a piece of it.
Mm-hmm. 5:52
and then he kind of
remaining.
Then he kind of stopped and just he didn't try to move out of his way, but he didn't also try to take his head off either. So that's a good call, I think, by the referees on this.
So the penalty will be enforced after the fair catch. So instead of it being at the 44, it'll be at the 39-yard line of Maricopa. Now, if you're the Mustangs, I think this is where you want to close the game with a good drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Move the ball a little bit, have a little success before you start practice up on Monday.
Mm-hmm. And there is a nice burst of speed for the Mustangs. Marquise Corley.
Nice give by the running back. Nice hole. Good 8-yard gain. 2-back set, 2 wide receivers, a tight end.
Gurley shakes one man, and his pass is caught.
Pass is complete.
Caught by Mr. Scott, Javon Scott.
That is a first down.
Gurley showed a little moxie there, knowing getting ready to throw it, saw the guy coming, ducked his head, and then threw the completion. Good for him.
Mendosky seemingly has used both quarterbacks, I'd say probably even.
Yeah, I agree with you.
High snap once again. Gurley's pass is incomplete. That's probably something they may end up working on in practice, just cleaner snaps.
I was just thinking that. I was like, okay, first thing I'm putting on my list is get the snap down.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off to the QBs dealing with it.
Yes.
Pretty nice job. And you know, it's not that easy. I played center, and it's hard to you gotta snap it right, and then go block that monster in front of you.
Sure.
Who's trying to take your head off, and then go get somebody behind you. So I get it. It's hard to do. And you're probably calling the coverage.
That's right. Yes, he runs into the teeth of the Scorpions defense.
Nice.
Tony Kamwenga, the first there on the stop. It's third down.
I think both teams right now trying to burn as much time off the clock as they can, get out of this thing healthy.
Yes.
Which is smart.
Because we've seen only one injury, the cramping.
Cramping,
Yep.
yeah, that's good. I didn't think about that. That's real good.
Gurley's pass is going to be caught but out of bounds, I believe.
Yeah.
That pass is complete.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow, they say he
How
caught
about
it.
that?
Okay.
I thought his feet on white.
Yeah.
They're talking about it, though.
Yes, they are. And we'll get our replay.
That is a first down for Maricopa.
Okay.
Ball is spotted at the
They got a better look at it than we did.
Yes, they were closer. So they're inside the 30. Under 3:40 remaining. And that's a big-time tackle.
chased down from behind.
Yeah, your outside defender on the weak side of the play is running downfield and making that tackle because the snap's a little high. So we're getting that handoff out there a little late, so he's got time to chase him down from behind.
Coming up on 3 minutes remaining for the Mustangs. And that snap is over his head, and Gurley will pick it up, and he's just going to fire it long and out of bounds. Yeah, that's going to be at the top of the list.
Yep. I mean, honestly, right now, I'm telling Gurley, get underneath the center.
Makes
and
sense.
Take the next snap. Unless you haven't practiced that. That's also a skill.
This is true. That is,
practice
yes.
It, you know.
Back in the day, that was where quarterbacks were, under center.
Yeah.
Now it's 7 yards under center, or 5.
And it's, you know, things are easy up here.
Yes, they
a little
are.
harder down there.
Yes, they are. 3rd and 11. Gurley keeping it. Has some room before he's brought down at the 25-yard line.
I think he knew he was about to get tackled, so I think he held up just at the very end, which was smart on his end. Right here, he tucks it, runs, and then I think right here he sees it. See it? Right, right there.
Jose Gallardo out of Buckeye High School in on the tackle.
Out of Buckeye. That's out my area.
Two minutes remaining in the quarter. 2 minutes.
4th and 7. One thing you want right here is a good snap. And he throws it out to Thompson, who has plenty of room, and he's going to tiptoe down the sideline to about the 14.
That's a nice call play, or play call. They had two wide receivers out wide. They ran 9 routes, and the back that went out that way was being covered by a linebacker. So man coverage, that linebacker can't catch up to him fast enough. So that was a nice play call.
Mustangs trying to close it out with a score.
That's why you have a clock. You play till the end.
Yep. And another high snap. In the end zone, a flag is down.
Must have had contact by a defender while the ball was in the air because that flag came out early, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Well, it's on the Mustangs.
Oh.
Not sure what it was.
Pick play by the wide receivers.
After the penalty, the ball is spotted at the 29-yard line.
I didn't see
That's
the call.
a 15-yarder.
Yeah. I think it was illegal contact by the wide receiver. They call them rub routes, but they're really pick routes.
Okay. 91 seconds remain in this contest. 42-14. Salt River on top. And that is a sack. He loses his helmet and the ball. Wow. That's Billy Watson out of South Mountain High School.
There was nobody to block him.
Not at all.
He was free off that edge, right there. Coming off that edge, nobody to block him. I think that left tackle, 68, was supposed to, but he kept his hands on that inside guy, but the left guard on him. So I think that obviously was a blocking scheme, not scheme, but a blocking mistake by an offensive lineman. You don't want that going on right now. Last thing you need is an injury. Oh, there we go.
Under center, and this is Lazenby. Lazenby is going to throw it deep into the end zone, looking, and who came up with it? It is a touchdown to Andre Griggs. We said that they needed to close with a score, and that's exactly what they're doing.
How about Lazenby coming in cold?
Yes, like a pinch
Not
hitter.
in there. Yep, and just throwing the deep in the corner. And that was a heck of a catch by the receiver.
Yes, it was. Griggs was able to fight off the defenders and come down with it.
There's no quit. Let's not just line up and run a play. Let's get some points in. Game's 60 minutes. Let's play all 60 minutes. Good.
That's right. And we can hear them on the Salt River bench yelling out, "Hands team." We're anticipating an onside kick after. But first, we'll see about this extra point. And there's a flag there.
That's on the right guard. He moved before the ball got snapped.
False start penalty. We'll retry.
So they will try it once again, backing them up a little bit. J.J. Dickerson getting himself together on what is a low-pressure kick. It is good. 42-21.
With 28 seconds left.
Okay, you gonna kick an onside kick here, or you gonna kick it away?
I'd say go for the onside kick.
Now there's two reason thinkings there.
Okay.
Do the onside kick because you want to practice it and see how good you are.
That's really my main thought.
Or don't kick the onside kick because you don't want to show it yet.
Interesting.
I don't know which one's right.
I'm going to go with number one.
I don't blame you.
I would
I
say
don't know,
if there was a postseason of any type, then maybe you don't show it yet. Because while the games are certainly meaningful, they, without a doubt, there's not going to be a situation where later in the year we're going to talk about, if they win, they're in. On November 12th, it's over. So in a sense, I would say, hey, you never know when you're going to be in that type of situation.
Yeah. And I'm thinking do it just to practice it anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Because Salt River's anticipating it. They're yelling out hands team.
Yep.
We'll see if Maricopa obliges. They kick it away. Well, kind
little
of the
bloop.
squig trip. Yep. And they missed
they're
the
gonna
kick.
get it.
Wow, the ball is still loose. Still loose, fighting for it. I think Maricopa recovered it.
They did.
It is recovered by
Oh.
the Mustangs.
Wow, special
about
teams
that?
is huge.
Yep, sure is. Not giving up is huge too, isn't it?
That's right.
First and goal.
This will
Who's
be
the first
fun
one
right
there?
here.
Yard line.
Hard to see.
I'll tell you what, though. Look, there's 7 guys out there.
Yeah.
No one's giving up.
That's right.
Good for them.
Mustangs get to run a couple more plays.
Who's the QB?
That is going to be Gurley. Jordan Gurley is in. Played his high school ball at Goldwater. This is his second year.
The Bulldogs. Coach Lout.
Being chased, trying to create some space, but the ball is going to be incomplete.
Little low. That's okay. You got another shot. Somebody's down.
Second down and goal.
Looks like a lineman.
8-yard line. We have an injured player.
It is.
They
yes.
can't lose any more linemen. See, that's what you don't want, is that happening right there.
That's right.
Can't have an injury on this, on the waning moments of this. Number 57, is that who it is?
Correct. And I don't have his number.
Yeah, I don't have a number. I looked him up earlier. I think he's the linebacker playing O-line now.
Offensive line.
Able to get off the field under his own power.
Now you're bringing in a D lineman to play O-line.
10 seconds remain.
Probably 2 plays left, and this is where if you're Salt River, you're putting your defense to the test in a sense of you allowed a touchdown a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. Do you want to allow another one back-to-back drives? You really haven't done that all game.
Right.
Toss into the end zone is incomplete.
Good ball.
Yes.
Hit him right in the left shoulder. That was a good ball by the QB.
Caleb Harvey down there on the coverage.
Receiver there. It's third down and goal. 5 seconds remaining.
And this will probably be the last play of the game. Gurley gets that play.
Yeah, your left guard is the kid from IMG, D lineman.
And that defensive stop for the Scorpions ends tonight's game. Our final score.
And that will do it.
Scorpions
42 to 21. The Salt River Scorpions defeat the Maricopa Mustangs. They even their record at 1-1, and the Mustangs fall to 0-2. Much like high school, we see the handshake line, which I'm a fan of.
I am too. I hear there's people talking about getting rid of it, which
Interesting.
I think is a complete mistake. We need to teach our young people to be calm and sportsmanlike. So I don't think we just succumb to what's going on. I think we teach them to do the right thing. But I'm old-fashioned.
Good stuff. Once again, 42-21 is the final. We will be back with a coach's interview. We're certainly looking forward to hearing from Larry Davis. He will be down there with Aberdeen, and we'll be back right after this.